Winner of the Prix Marcel Boussac at 2, Salsabil arrived at the post for the 1,000 guineas as hot favourite. Willie Carson was convinced that the Nell Gwyn winner Heart of Joy would be Salsabil's toughest opponent, and he kept the stout trained filly in his sights.
They come past the 3, and it's now Sally Rouse that comes through with Ra'ah, a free at last, running a big race. Heart of Joy cruising up on the outside. Following her is Salsabil. They've got 2.5 to go in the general accident at 1,000 guineas, and the race really developing now with Salsabil the favourite on the extreme left. Free of last, running a big race, but here comes Heart of Joy with that charge down the centre of the track. It is Heart of Joy and Salsabil back in third. Free at last, Negligent is staying on. They race down into the dip, and it's Heart of Joy who has the call, pressed hard by Salsabil, then drawn clear of the rest inside the final furlong. Heart of Joy on the right, Salsabil on the left. It's a nip and tuck battle up towards the line. Salsabil and Heart of Joy, and Salsabil gets it by a half a length, 3 parts. Heart of Joy second, Negligent third, free at last.
Because of Salsabil's speed, both jockey Willie Carson and trainer John Dunlop felt she'd be best kept to a mile.
I felt she was such a good filly over a mile after the Guineas and showed such speed in the Fred Derby that the mile races against fillies were there to be picked up. Luckily, the owner had different views, and he thought that the Oaks was an important race to compete in and hopefully to win, and he was proved right.
Owner Hamdan Al Maktoum knew that Salsabil's pedigree was packed with classic stamina. She belongs to the second crop of Europe's leading classic stallion Sadler's Wells, sire of French and Irish Derby winner Old Vic. Her dam, Flame of Tara, had shown top-class form at 10 furlongs and came from the family of Derby winner Parthia and St Leger winner Alcide. In attempting to become the 45th filly to complete the 1,000 guineas Oaks double, Salsabil was once more opposed by In the Groove, the impressive winner of the Irish 1,000 guineas and York's Musidora Stakes.
Well, I was a little bit worried about her staying the 1.5 miles. She did sort of come down the hill better than any other horse in the race. And then it was a matter of getting rid of Richard Quinn, who was keeping me tight.
In the Groove comes with a run, game plan full of running in behind them. As ahead goes for home, they race down to the 3. Garum is last, Carter John last but 1. Walter Swinburne's accepted it, and it's Night Baroness, but here on the outside in the yellow cap comes Game Plan. Salsabil looking for room and finds it and goes well and quickens up and comes to take the Gold Seal Oaks. It's Salsabil and Willie Carson driving for home. They've taken a length out of the others. Night Baroness ahead next to the rails is very tired. In the Groove, Paul Boy can't find more, and they come inside the final furlong.
She was swishing her tail when I was giving her a flick with a stick. I found out from that, in fact it was John Dunlop who mentioned it to me. He said that she doesn't like going away and leaving her horses, which seemed to be the case. She didn't like going away and winning by more than a length.
Salsabil gave Carson his 4th Oaks, following Dunfermline, Byrene and the excellent Sun Princess, while In the Groove once more failed to give her true running. The chance to assess Salsabil against the colts came much sooner than expected, when Sheikh Hamdan took the bold step of supplementing his champion filly for a head-on clash with Quest for Fame and Blue Stag in the Irish Derby. The race featured the return of Belmez, who'd beaten Quest for Fame at Chester and been kept out of the Derby by a tendon injury. Also in the field was another highly promising Abdullah colt Deploy. The lineup for the Curragh Classic made it the Midsummer 3-year-old championship of Europe.
Well, I remember the race really well. We jumped out of the stalls and she settled magnificently on the inside. And I just stayed there, went round following them off the bridle she was, and it was the easiest race of her career, in fact. She's won the Irish Derby, beating a Derby winner, which was unbelievable. In fact, she virtually didn't come off the bridle until the last furlong and a half.
But as they swing for home, the leader, Deploy, who's made practically all the running in the lead from Quest for Fame, Blue Stag, Salsabil on the inside, Belmez coming down the outer. They race towards the 2 furlong pole now, and Deploy is the leader. Quest for Fame, Pat Eddery's gone for a stick. Salsabil moves up sweetly on the inside, and then comes Belmez. They race now towards the final furlong. Deploy tackled by the filly. Salsabil, Quest for Fame on the outside, then Belmez a furlong out, and it's Deploy and Salsabil. Salsabil quickens on the near side. Salsabil takes it up from Deploy and racing inside the final furlong. It's Salsabil. Salsabil from Deploy, and they're clear of Belmez as they go to the line. Salsabil has won it. Salsabil by 3 parts of a length. Deploy is second.
Not only was Salsabil the first filly to win the Irish Derby for 90 years, She was the first Oaks winner to beat the Derby winner of her year since Petite Étoile disposed of Parthia in the Coronation Cup of 1960, and the first to do so in a classic since Sun Chariot outclassed Watling Street in the 1942 St Leger run at Newmarket. Decisive as Salsabil's finishing run had been, there were question marks hanging over the Irish Derby form. When Quest for Fame returned to Beckhampton, he was found to be lame and didn't race again, and nor did Deploy. Blue Stag, second at Epsom, fourth at the Curragh, never showed such good form again. Third-placed Belmez ran here for the first time since his Derby preparation had been hit by injury, originally thought severe enough to end his career. After a summer of light work, Salsabil's trial for the Arc came over the course and distance in the Prix Vermeil in mid-September. Here she met the best French fillies, Miss Alleged and Wajid, and for the third time in the groove, flush with success over colts in the York International. With the race run at a muddling pace, Salsabil, kicking off the turn, got first run.
And they're heading for home now. And it's Blue Cavalier. Here comes Salsabil for Willie Carsten in the blue on the outside. Miss Alleged. Vanya comes with a run and making great strides on the wide outside. Is in the groove and closing with every stride as Salsabil goes on. And the drive to the line. It's Salsabil in the lead. But here comes it on the wide outside. Miss Alleged wider still and not in the picture at this stage. Is in the groove. But they race up towards the line and Salsabil's going to hold on. And Salsabil wins it. Salsabil the winner from Miss Alleged in the groove. A great race for third.
All looked set for the Arc 3 weeks later. The strong favourite, Salsabil, had an enormous English following at Longchamp. Ironically, that may have contributed to her downfall.
She had to go through more than any other horse in the race because, as you know, there's a lot of English people there on Arc Day, and they're all shouting Willie and shouting Salsabil and giving her a great reception before the race. She was a little bit edgy because they were screaming at her for half an hour before we jumped off. But when she got to the gate, she was actually dripping with sweat and very edgy, very edgy. And the outside draw was another thing that didn't help. But there we are, all great horses meet their Waterloo somewhere along the line.
As they start the second last turn, they've got just over half a mile to go, and it's Abiad and Albada, the race yet to play. Belmez and Salmorezen behind these Sikiston, and then Adaristan and Salsabil's tucked in behind a wall of horses. Legal Case is wide, Iliniski is wide, Antisar looks for room. In the groove is going to be forced wide in the home turn. Willie Carson boxed in looking for room there, and this is going to be a rough race. They fan out into the straight. Has Willie on Salsabil found the room and found the pace as Belmez goes for home, a quarter of a mile left to run, but Salmorez runs the rails and that kicks clear, and Adaristan is in mid-deflation. Also coming with a run is Snurge, and on the wide outside in the wings, but Salmorez has the call, and Salmorez and in the wings and Antisar, and also coming there is Epervier Bleu in the blue jacket, but Salmorez next to the rails, Epervier Bleu and Snurge. These are the leading three as they dash up to the line, and it's going to be Salmorez who holds on from Epervier Bleu. Salmorez beats Epervier Bleu. Snurge a brave race for England in third.
An impressive win by Saumarez and disappointment for Salsabil's legend of fans. So how high should we rate her?
Well, Salsabil was a great racehorse because she had determination. She had the will to win, and that is what most animals need, the will to win. She always did what I wanted to do. If I wanted to relax, she relaxed, and when I wanted to quicken up, she quickened up. That's the sign of a great racehorse.
Oh, I think she's the best middle distance animal I've ever trained. I think undoubtedly. I think she's the best I've trained. The one quality is, or if one is particularly specific, is the fact she quickens so well. She has such great acceleration. But over and beyond that, she's proved to be a very easy filly to train and a good character.
That Salsabil is the best filly either Dunlop or Carson have been associated with, and the list includes Habibti, Awasif, Sun Princess and Dunfermline, and even better than Dunlop's Derby winner Shirley Heights, is fair enough. But she wasn't the only outstanding filly of her generation. The enigmatic but brilliant In the Groove, who finished just in front of her at Longchamp, went on to win the Champion Stakes, and it's not absolutely certain that Salsabil was her superior at 10 furlongs. The other great fillies of the 80s, Pebbles, All Along, Time Charter, Sun Princess, Oh So Sharp, Triptych, Indian Skimmer and Cormorant Wood, all showed excellent form against colts of all ages, which Salsabil never did. But, at her best, Salsabil could have been a match for any of these.